good, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. It's our favorite day of the week, at least my favorite day of the week. Thursday, Friday, academics.
My least favorite day.
Why?
Usually news topic or slacking. Like, I like it Monday when I got a lot of shit to talk.
I love Mondays too.
I like Mondays.
We had fun on. Remember we missed that Monday. We did Friday. Friday was pretty cool that time.
We did a Friday before?
Yeah, remember he missed his flight.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
We ain't no matching and shit. Look at this nigga winning.
I'm just chilling, dog. You know what I mean?
I've been trying to figure out where to get that Rock Nation hat from. I need one.
From Rock Nation, duh.
I thought he could get it Foot Locker. Them shit look like he's made by like New Era or some shit.
Yo, you're
Yeah,
looking pretty good today with all black. No crazy colors, no denim.
I wear all black. I was trying to get away with like this is a zero no color but this.
It looks good.
Let me just rock. Let me rock.
He's coordinating the white Yankee logo.
At least
with
he got like some stripes and shit like that.
Yeah, I'm chilling. I got my Puma shit on, you know, chilling out. Okay?
All right.
All right, guys, let's get into this. So earlier this week, sorry, I'm in a time warp. Earlier this week, we talked about Nav's new album called Bad Habits. So recently, he did an interview with Pitchfork where he talked about a lot of things. Him wanting to be famous, his debut album, and his beef with XXL. So he did admit that he thought his first album, Reckless, was a bit underwhelming, and because of that, he said he actually had to humble himself. He said it quickly settled in that I didn't release that good of an album. One hater comment is cool, but they were piling up from my fans. I had to take a couple of steps back and humble myself. I don't think we hear a lot of artists admit this. I don't think you guys were big fans of the album either. Are you sort of impressed that he could be this honest about it?
Which album? The newest one?
No, his first one.
The Reckless. Yeah, no, I like the direction he's taking with that, like about speaking about humbling himself, because when he did the whole the XXL, remember did he make a XXL freshman tour, like he did his own freshman tour. He did
that's in the interview
this
too. We're getting to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
This song's fire though. I'm not gonna lie.
Was it fire?
Fire. And he should have made the list last year, so. Anything this in XXL is usually fire.
Well, he talked about it. So he goes on to say about the album, he said he really handed it in like it was homework. He said he was caught up in the lifestyle, having new money, which is something that Wayno actually says a lot. You get a lot of money quick, it goes to your head. So he said he didn't even touch the songs like he normally would, no beats, no arranging the mixes. He just thought the fans would take it because he put it out. So when he realized his actual core fan base wasn't feeling it, he had to change. And then, yeah, he had the beef with XXL. He went at Vanessa for a bit, and the internet attacked him a little bit for that. So he said, like, during that time when he was beefing with them, he actually had drugs in his system and people in his ear, which made him come off pretty bitter, but he's always changing and growing. A very honest interview.
Yeah, I mean, this last year, I think, it's all about circle. What I do know about Nav's circle is my man Bucks, like, be with him a lot, and I think that he raps about him on certain parts of his album, and I think, like, just having a person that's sitting with you, that's advising you, as opposed to telling you, man, fuck them, fuck this, fuck that, be against everything, media, etc. Remember, like you said, like, you never win fighting media no matter what. So I like the honesty about Nav right now. You know what I mean? I like the honesty that he's taking because, like I said, he started making money. He was feeling himself. Basically what happens with these new artists.
Yeah.
You know? What? You ain't got nothing to say about this?
But wait,
honestly, like, he had no choice. Like people were really killing him. It's not like he just was like so keen to like attention to detail. A lot of people didn't like his first album, and his mixtape that he dropped preceding that, like people were rocking with like that sound and like a couple of songs, and then people were just underwhelmed by the album. So again, all artists read comments. I think sometimes we feel like artists are beyond that. This is the appropriate way how you handle that, so I'm mad at it.
All right, a new Nav. Nav.
A new Nav.
I don't know why. It's the West Indian. I get tripped up over that word. Also, an interesting part of this. So, fame is an interesting thing.
This is an interesting part.
Fame is a hell of a drug, right? So maybe some artists just set out, they want to be respected just for their craft, and fame comes with it if you're good enough. Some people just want to be famous. So he says, fame is something I want. It's a good problem to have. And then it gets really hilarious. He said, I'm still not there because when I walk out of restaurants in LA and TMZ will be standing there with cameras, not even take a picture of me, I get sick. He said, I get in my Lambo truck right in front of them. I've got all my jewelry on, and they don't even take one picture. But God willing, this album will change that. Because if they're taking pictures, it must mean my album went #1 and I'm getting more money.
They sleeping on the brown boy movement, man.
Wait, no.
They sleeping on the brown boy movement.
This was mad surprising for me.
Bro?
I mean, I understand that like just facial recognition by like the average rap fan or hip hop consumer, they might not see if Nav like walks across the street, oh, that's Nav, but like it was shocking to me to hear someone basically say, I've gotten all the money and I've been around. I mean, he might not be as famous as he wants to be, but like you're on tour with The Weeknd, like people know you. It's not like you're like the invisible person where nobody know how you look. and then he's still thirsting more for fame. I mean, I relate to that personally because I remember when no one knew how I looked. And by the way, he comes from, remember, The Weeknd probably went through something like that because The Weeknd was a name. People didn't know how he looked.
No, yeah, people didn't know how he looked.
Then,
But that's what he wanted.
Yeah, I think it kind of built his brand though, because
The
people
mystery.
The mystery. First time I ever heard Weeknd, I thought he was a girl. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, because his voice on House of Balloons, like, I didn't know what it was. But when you see it, his appearance didn't match what he looked like. But I think it built the mystique. It kind of made you appreciate it more because you was like, damn, what is this? Who is this? And he just kept putting out. He put out 3 tapes before we even seen what he looked like.
I like the honesty though, even though like we might look at him like, damn, that's vain. Damn, that's what you really want. That I think that's a natural, or maybe it just happened to me and him. Like that's a natural way of like. People gauge success differently.
Wait, how did it happen to you? Did you like when you first came out? Because your whole thing was no one ever knew what you looked like, right? Did you like that first time you came out of the basement and people finally realized who? I'm just being honest.
No. Honestly, like it was something that psychologically, and you know, as men we have ego, like knowing that you're having success and you're getting a good amount of money, like you're doing what you're doing, and that people might know what you do, but then they don't know that it's you.
Right.
Like, it was unsettling.
Interesting.
And I felt like I had to, like, I started showing it. I remember I bought like an overtop car. I'm like, yo, niggas gotta see that it's me. Like,
the G-Wagon.
I don't know what you're talking
Right. You didn't even see how I looked at you.
I was actually talking about the Prius, okay?
Right.
I got the Prius, all right? Brand new, okay? Anyway, but like, it was part of that process that I think I had to get comfortable with myself. Like, what are you really doing it for? And then after, like, when people like start knowing you, like, you get sick of it. Like, now I'm sick of it, right? Which is funny enough. I would think that he would go through that and be sick of it, but not yet.
Well, I mean, remember I said, like, you know, with his music, like, just me judging his music, it puts him in a conversation with the Gunners, like some of the newer acts, even though like he's been out for maybe like 2-3 years, but now with this project, it's putting him in there. It could be a little bit unsettling with like you come outside, Uzi right there, fucking Baby, whomever, and then nobody's noticing that. So he's being really honest. Yeah. I like the fact that he's being honest about everything, from him being on drugs, you know what I mean, and admitting that, clouding his judgment, him not being humble and being a little bit arrogant. I think that along with the music, that's gonna push him into a new place. You know?
That's true.
And you know, I do think it's dealing with that. These days, people don't have to look like a star. Anybody could be a star. But you do see a lot of people who get a lot of attention, they have a look. And I'm not gonna lie, Nav looks like the regular, like, other than probably you can see the riches, like jewelry, this and third. He looks mad just like a regular, normal brown boy. You feel me? And again, shit, that might play into him even thinking that, you know what, I want recognition from paparazzi. Damn, if they're not recognizing me for the car I'm driving, the chains I got on, nigga said he even wore an XO shirt outside.
Yeah. Like, no, you know what's crazy?
Like,
remember when everybody thought he was Justin Bieber?
Huh?
Because remember the song Biebs in the Trap? That's the first time I ever heard him on Travis Scott's album.
Okay.
And everybody, because it was called Biebs in the Trap, everybody thought it was Justin Bieber on the song rapping, right?
Got it.
So I'm pretty sure like he's still, well, not battling that, but still people like, oh, that's you? Like that was you on that song? Because Travis didn't list none of his features on it. He didn't list none of his features. So we didn't know it was him in the beginning.
And also, it's surprising because when Nav first came out, you couldn't find a picture of Nav. I remember like, and this is true, like when Nav had like a couple singles buzzing, no one had a picture of him, and some people from like Toronto would send me shit and be like, no, this is Nav right here. Look, his real name is, I might fuck it up, like Navarra or something like that. Yeah. Like, and this is him. And nobody knew who he was. And it felt like that was almost by design, like, yo, I don't want that. Right. Like, just take the music. So, you know, I think after people taking the music and now you're experiencing like this lifestyle of just being a star, now you do want the fame a little bit because you want to go through what everybody else goes through till you get sick of it.
But I think that, you know, also I think that he probably didn't want to bank on anybody. Like, I know his sister, and I didn't even know that was his sister until like she got married. You know what I mean? And then she started posting pictures.
Is she in the industry too?
Yeah, okay. but you wouldn't like.
Really?
Yeah, his sister worked with Nas and all types of people, but you would never know.
He's about to call my nigga industry plant now, bro.
Nah, he's definitely not. I think that like this is why you gotta appreciate him a little bit more, because he could be just asking for favors all the day because of who his family's affiliated with. But he's banking on his own music.
Well, hopefully he gets to a level of fame that he's comfortable with, but also like not the level of fame that like you have no privacy, you can't ever step outside kind of fame.
Nah, I
that
get what
sounds
he wants,
overwhelming.
though. I understand what he wants.
Now, if
Recognition.
you want TMZ to take a picture of you, man, first of all, you gotta start some beef. And dye your hair, bro. Dye your hair.
No,
What,
man,
blonde?
no. What type
Put
of
some
advice is
streaks
that?
in- I'm telling you, it
Start
works.
some beef and dye your
streaks.
hair.
Don't
Get
take
the
any
fuck outta
style
here.
advice
You
from
think
Ak.
you think
Dye your hat.
TMZ is looking for some salacious shit. And if you're looking too regular and too calm and normal, they don't want to talk to you. The fuck you gonna tell them about? How to do taxes? Get out of here, nigga. We want some bullshit. It's TMZ.
But you know what? I want to. So, like EXO, right? So we got Weeknd, Nav. Do they have any? I don't know if any other artists that they do. Belly, right? Is EXO moving in the space of now? Because they got bread, but I'm talking about, are they moving in the space of music respect of like a QC, or would Nav having this like little resurgence that he's having? Like, do we take them as a company and move them up a little bit as well?
I feel EXO as a whole crew and just label is just because of the Weeknd's little mysterious shit. They all mysterious to me. Even like Belly, and I don't think Belly trying to be mysterious at all. Like,
Yeah.
he's outspoken on a bunch of shit.
He's outspoken,
But like,
and he's-
I feel like just EXO as a label, we don't really know. Like, there's not even really a spokesperson for it because we're looking at the Weeknd as the top. You know, we got Cash who does, you know, like
Cash is
do
like
what he
the
does, you
P.
get me?
Yeah.
But still, I feel like the label is still like, you know what I mean? You're wondering.
They still
and
growing.
Yeah, you're wondering and guessing what they're doing.
Yeah, they got to get over that mysterious shit.
But dude, it's work for Nav, it's work for the Weeknd.
Right.
So again,
But he's like an introverted superstar, which is the weird thing, right? I mean, so he gets all his exposure from his actual work and touring and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
I feel
Weeknd
like
is a fucking
he doesn't feel
superstar.
he like he already crossed over. He's not just like
Yeah.
the cult following Weeknd that we all knew. He's a superstar now.
Yeah, he definitely is. But at the same time, it's like it's still so much I don't know about him.
Yeah,
Like,
which
it's
I like though.
I like that as well. But at the same
He
time,
can
like
even date like a Hollywood.
yeah, he was with
dating
Selena
like
Gomez?
a superstar. Oh yeah,
was
I
with
forgot.
Selena
And then
Gomez.
someone else, but he still stays low. I respect it. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's cool.
I respect it.
He's gonna be around for a while. We'll get more, I'm sure.
Hey,
coming.
listen, man, they move like dope boys over there. Man. Like for real, niggas move like dope boys.
All right, so it's time for some numbers. So yeah, we said Nav dropped his album Bad Habits. Rich the Kid also dropped The World Is Yours Too. Juice WRLD still doing well. Academics, shall you take us through some numbers, please?
yeah, I think this is like Juice WRLD's third week being out, and he's gonna outsell Rich the Kid and Nav's first week. But Rich the Kid, he took a step back from his first album that did around like 65K first week. He's expected to do around 40 to 45K in his first week for The World Is Yours Too. And Nav Bad Habits is supposed to be around like 60, which I can't remember what his first album did, but I think it's a pretty decent number. Pretty decent number. I could see both artists if I wanted to, if I'm gonna project what I would expect from them, probably along the lines of 70, 80, but you know, it's about the project. Hopefully it lasts. I like Nav's, and I think Rich the Kid's project a little underwhelming, but you know, he'll bounce back.
I think Rich the Kid he has a good project,
Oh,
but he
Nav
don't.
sold 36 last time, so that's a step up for him.
That's definitely a step up. But I think like Rich the Kid, like he has like a good project, but he doesn't have like the definitive single. Like he doesn't have like that. He doesn't have a Plug Walk Around this time or a New Freezer.
Right.
But he does have. I think he has records that are probably can potentially grow into something like that. But he doesn't have that coming out the gate this time. So maybe he might run a little marathon this time around.
Yeah.
Because he does have good records on it.
Super happy for Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
It's amazing when your fan base like really, really, really shows up. That's so dope for him.
He's going to be one of them next dudes, for real.
Yep.
The emo crowd, man, I love it. I'm telling you.
Of course you do.
I'm telling you, shit. Crying about your ex?
All right, XXL freshman cover is coming up soon. It's time for some drama. So this week they opened up the polls to vote for the 10th spot in the 2019 freshman class. The polls are actually open till Sunday at midnight. Candidates include Tierra Whack, Juice WRLD, Megan Thee Stallion, DaBaby, and much more. So we pulled the entire pool because we wanted the guys to give their picks and explain why they think these people might deserve the 10th spot or why they might win it. You have your list handy, my friends?
Yeah, I got my list. You
want to go first?
Yeah, I could go first. So my XXL freshman list, or my list would be, I got the homie Young Blue. I got Benny the Butcher. I got Roddy Rich, Reason, The Baby, Sada Baby, Tally Yahweh, Tierra Whack, YB and Cordae, and Juice WRLD.
So let's see, who do you guys actually have in common? You both have Cordae on here. I think
You got Cordae on your list?
Yeah.
Wow, very mature of you.
No. I could tell you why. Like, first of all, XXL listen, they're like bullshit every year.
Okay.
We're talking about our opinion though, not their list.
Well,
like,
that's what I'm saying. But they have like these little weird little quirks that they try to, the reason why this is usually bullshit, they try to act like they're appeasing some of the purists, and they put one lyricist on there. Yo, we got you with the JID, all y'all, but Lil Pumps, Trippie Ray, y'all go crazy on the other shit. So I know they're gonna pick a lyricist, a young lyricist at that, and that's why I got YB and Cordae.
Okay.
Most of these people I think gonna just turn this shit down. I think, but I got Roddy Ricch, fire. Holding down from the West Coast. Roddy Ricch and Blueface, hottest from the West. The Baby, man, this guy is amazing, man. Clapping niggas in Walmart, for real. Like, that's a fact. He's making phenomenal music. Like, he's bringing a fun element to, like, to shit with a personality. Sometimes we see these gangsters too fucking serious, but he's doing it and making shit seem fun. Lil TJ, I'm telling you, man, New York is having a good year. I think Lil TJ, all the records that I'm hearing either leaked or like being previewed or came out, I like from him. I think he should get recognized. Again, you gotta check the lyricist boss, YB and Cordae, not to diminish anything he's done, but I do believe he has a like slot in there if he wants. Juice WRLD is a fucking star.
I was gonna say, should he be in the 10th spot?
He should turn this list down.
Okay.
Unless he just wants to cover it for free.
Unless he's already on it. Like, you know what I mean?
Now, if I'm him, I'm gonna say I'm gonna turn down the freshman list, but the month after, just give me a cover to myself.
Yeah.
You know
There's
what I
certain
mean?
people that I feel like that I seen in the pool. My fault, jumping in a little, but it's certain people I seen in the pool. I'm like, I think that they kind of surpassed.
Yeah.
That. My fault. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I still even feel, I was gonna add them to this is on the list, but man, City Girls, man. But they don't do groups because they fronted on Amigos. So QC has a really bad like history with XXL.
But they got their own cover after, like later on.
Yeah, but like that slight is Lil Baby got slighted. They had to put out the joint saying, yo, we don't, the only type of freshman list we care about is some other shit. But wait, where's my list go?
Here, I have it right here.
I got Polo G.
Okay.
I
got
Polo G.
Sheck West. I think should Sheck make it? Like, Mobamba was a mega hit.
The Mobamba was a mega hit. The only thing with Sheck West.
The project was underwhelming.
Yeah, I wasn't really into the project, but like Mobamba was definitely big, like major hit record.
Okay, yeah. So I'm giving him 2. That's another New York.
Okay.
Polo G, gotta throw him on there. And I don't know why I got Lil Need. This Lil Keed, yo. He signed to YSL. Fire.
Right.
Okay, and then some more ignorance, comethazine.
Yeah.
Some more ignorance. All right, thank you.
Dude, so everybody who I picked was like people who I actually like listen to their music. Like I looked at like this kid, like even Tally Yahweh. Like I think that he's down with Post Malone in him. But I think like he has the potential to grow like into something, right? But I really like, one of my favorite people out here is Sada Baby. Cause I really like his energy. Like he reminds me of like Lil Boosie a bit, like as far as like how he delivers. But like he talking some gangster shit, he be dancing, having fun. Like all the babies dance. The only baby that doesn't dance is Lil Baby. Yeah, but like,
maybe the next
baby
tape,
dances.
yeah.
Right, maybe next tape he throw some moves on there, but that's my list.
All right, so yeah, you guys agreed on Cordae, not Roddy, Juice WRLD. There's one more person you haven't.
No women on that list.
Now you have Tierra Whack, who I definitely think should get a
The
look.
City Girls, if they could add all 3 of them. If not the City Girl, who the hell would I add?
City Girls, not 3, right?
That's what I'm saying. But if they could add like a group,
a group, right.
But they're not gonna add a group on it. They're gonna be fronting on them. But I will say, the stars of this whole list are Blueface, Roddy, and Juice WRLD.
Okay.
My star, I gotta go with Tierra Whack. I believe, Roddy's definitely a star. I think Baby's a star. I got a few stars on mine, I think. I think Corday's a star too.
This is a good pool, yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's see what happens. Axe gonna raise hell no matter how this goes down.
Don't worry, I'm gonna leak the real list soon.
You already know it?
I'm on the email chains, don't worry.
You're on the email chains with who? All right, man.
It all makes sense later.
All right, so we want to continue to highlight more game changers, and today we actually want to highlight a big game changer in media. Yo MTV Raps, iconic show. This launched back in 1988 and ran until 1995. So this was the first hip-hop music show on MTV, featured a mix of rap videos, interviews, and live performances. And I'm sure you guys remember some of the iconic hosts as well. So Fab Five Freddy, he hosted the original, which aired like Saturday mornings. Then then Dr. Dre and Ed Lover became hosts of the weekday edition that aired from like 89 to 1995. And let's see, big moments. So Run DMC actually hosted the pilot episode. Wow. It was cool. It was just dope how many artists were involved in this. And I think the features on that first episode were Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. This was like their first big TV appearance. Right. And then on the weekend, Fab Five Freddy would also travel across the country, like interviewing artists in different cities. So it felt like very well-rounded. Like one of the big memorable interviews was like him interviewing NWA wearing the bulletproof vest in Compton. Yeah. Like, are there any moments from that show that like stand out for you, Wayne? I know you definitely watched a lot of this.
Yeah, this is my childhood. Like, this is definitely my childhood. I remember like the Tupac interview, you know, going on there. I remember like the freestyles. Like, I think this kind of like set the palette for a lot of other shows that came after. But what was really big is just seeing Ed Lover and Dr. Dre, how far they catapulted. I mean, they was media personalities, but then they had a radio show, and they did a movie. Mm-hmm. They did the movie Who's the Man, where they had the whole industry in the movie. Like, I mean, Criss Cross was in that movie, Busta Rhymes, Leaders in the New School, everybody. So I think, like, this is a big foundation on how, like, music and television was presented after. Like, a lot of people took their blueprints, you know, but it's so many moments I think about. I mean, Biggie being on there, ODB, he went on there drunk, twisted, whatever, and freestyle over what was it? Damn, what drink was it? Brooklyn Zoo. I think he freestyled over what was it, man? Shimmy Shimmy Ya. One or the other. But I remember ODB being on there. I think Shaq might have went on there with the Fushnikins. Remember Shaq was rapping around this time.
Oh yeah.
Like Shaq is a full fucking NBA superstar, and he's putting out albums. You know what I mean? That's going platinum. Shaq had Biggie on his album and kept up with him. I ain't gonna front. Shaq had a good verse, and he said he wrote his shit. But when I think about, you know, Yo MTV Raps, I just think about all the memories that kind of carved what music and television is today.
Yeah, and obviously there's been a lot of successful rap shows. Like, we do all right for ourselves, but like, I wonder, it feels like you can't recreate those moments. Maybe because it was like hip hop was still pretty like young at the time, or younger. I feel like it's harder getting artists as involved, I feel like, today. Yeah. Or maybe because of social media, they feel like it doesn't even make sense because you could hit the fans directly.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch it like while it was on because I was like a baby or just born or some shit.
Still in Spanish Town.
But honestly, like, from the clips I've seen, like, as I grew up, like, it made me, because I always study hip hop media. Mm-hmm. And to see how they structured the show, like, you know, it felt like it bounced around. It was a lot of, like, it showed love to a lot of different areas and showed you freestyles, interviews, like, nice little segment, like, it had dope segments. And I look at shows now where, like, I mean, what we do here would have been like maybe a 5-minute segment there.
Yeah.
And like, you could see another show where people are freestyling more. That's just a segment on their shit. So,
right.
so I feel like they've inspired many shows since.
Yeah.
So from that, I look at it, and then shit, I mean, of course, Ed Lover and everything came from there. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Ed Lover and Dr. Dre, man, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is definitely the kind of stuff that inspired me to like be a music journalist when I grew up. Although you can anticipate how much things would have changed.
Yeah,
but,
right. I mean, I never for myself, like, I never foresee me being in hip hop media, but like, me watching this is like, it's very inspirational too. I'm like, damn, like, I remember like Fab Five Freddy going and doing all these different interviews, like, you know what I mean, being a respected person where he could get next to anybody and get exclusives, you know, so salute to them.
I wish this was all like streaming somehow, like on Netflix.
I know, right?
In a sense, this was almost kind of like a way of like just hip hop news too. You know, there's many different things that really came from that show. It's kind of like how, you know, weren't they like premiering like videos on there or not? Might be tripping.
Yeah,
they
play videos as well.
Definitely.
Like, yeah, like, I mean, other networks, you had to, for them, you had to tune in for like, remember, exclusive premieres, and it will only play on they shit.
Yeah, it's true. It wasn't like you watched it later whenever you wanted. Like, you would actually like gather. It was like a moment.
You have to watch it on they shit and they shit only. You know, like, you couldn't go somewhere else and get their stuff. Where now we have so much access. But this is why I say, like, we gotta have like a hip hop Hall of Fame. We gotta have a museum, because how ill would it be to walk into like a hip hop museum and you see like a whole installation of Yo MTV Raps, from their set design to like artifacts that was there. You know what I mean? Like. Imagine that.
All I have is a Yo MTV Raps t-shirt.
Right.
It's not enough. It's not enough, but I'll take it for now. All right, definitely a game changer. Maybe we can make something as awesome someday again.
Right. They struggle, the hell.
We're so different. We're so different than that
Still
show
growing.
was.
Still
yeah. Growing. A little bit more combative.
Just gotta start beefing a little bit more, that's it.
No, that's the thing. That show was not about beef.
We gotta start doing
that's the only way I know. Okay.
Right. We gotta start doing some more field shoots. That's what we gotta do.
Alaska. I'm coming to Alaska, y'all. All right, so Tory Lanez just announced on Instagram that New York rapper and singer Melii, who just dropped her debut project, it's called Phases, you could go check that out, is now officially signed to his One Umbrella imprint. So he congratulated her on the grind. He said, when people tried to play you, you kept your head up and stayed focused. I'm so proud to announce that you're part of our team. Welcome to One Umbrella, and let's take this to the top. However, it didn't seem like Meek Mill was too excited about this news. So he got in the comment section with some thinking emojis and said this is a corny ass move on both of y'all's. And so if you remember, Melii was actually featured on Meek's Championships album. She's even toured with him in the past. Wayno, perhaps you have some insight for us here?
Not too much, but I have a little bit. She toured with him in the present. I mean, that tour just ended like last weekend. And this kind of threw me for a loop seeing it, because like when I went to hear Meek's album, you know, a couple months back, I actually met her. Remember, he had played me 2 records. He played me the joint with Cardi B, and he played me the joint with her, and he was like, which one do you think I should keep? And I was like, I like both of them. I had liked the Cardi B joint a little bit more, but he kept both of the records.
Okay.
You know, so he put her on his album, put her on the tour. I thought that she was just fully Dream Chasers. You know, when I seen the Tory Lanez thing, I was kind of like,
well, at the time, did he say that she was signed, or was he still
I mean,
affiliated,
I know that she signed to Interscope, and I know that Tory Lanez is signed to Interscope, so I could see like some synergy there, but I didn't know that they were even really working together. You know, it kind of threw me off, you know, to see something like this.
Interesting.
I mean, are we talking about? Did people think that Meek was gonna sign her or manage her?
I thought she was signing to like Dream Chasers management, or being being in some sort of business situation with Dream Chasers, you know?
Yeah, I mean, again, just seeing in your timelines, right? At least how I seen it. I didn't hear no records clearly. But no, I thought they would have did some business together or something like that. It's a new artist getting introduced by a bigger artist. Maybe something's going on there. I guess whatever it is, and I you know, she's not gonna speak on it. Right. And I'm pretty sure the Instagram little, I don't know if you want to call that a little back and forth, it looked a little weird, because I would assume that Meek and Tory, they're pretty close and cool, so that would be a conversation that would probably even precede the Instagram announcement, but maybe it didn't. And hopefully after that comment was made, it got taken offline and they were conversations were had there. Yeah. But I gotta imagine on her side, perhaps going through that situation with Meek, right, going on tour, maybe it allowed her to kind of figure out what she wants. And maybe that situation wasn't perfect for her. You never know. It could be however, you know, maybe just direction. Maybe she just realized, you know what, honestly, in the sound I have, I'm already on the label with Tory. I don't know the history of her and Tory, but I have heard that they have connected in some capacity for a while. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure she just made her own decision, like, yo, I'm rocking with him. You know, she's in a weird position now, because now, I don't know, if I'm Meek, I'm not supporting you again.
So business moves like that are uncomfortable, but I guess what's the best move then? Just being honest, like hitting up Meek, like, thank you for everything you've done for me, but I just feel like this situation is the best move? The
thing is like, did Meek, I don't know if he found this shit out on Instagram, then like that's kind of distasteful. You know, if he had to find out on Instagram, it's like nobody's gonna be supportive of. I mean, when somebody gets a new situation, of course we should be happy. But imagine you're doing business with somebody and we might still be in the paperwork or still be trying to figure it out, and then you look up and see something on social media. Yeah. Like, you know, a phone call could fix a lot of things. Like, even if you, like you said, if she wanted to make a decision, and I'm just speculating, I actually don't know, but if she wanted to make that decision, if she didn't have the conversation and now he has to see it, I think that's a little bit like, that's a little bit bad. Like, that's bad.
And also, again, who knows if they did have the conversation, but I will say, listen, sometimes people get salty in business. Like, not everybody treats business as non-personal and doesn't take offense. Like, I've seen where people, you know, somebody's trying to get somebody really bad for a situation. They might even say, yo, whatever anybody else give you, I'll match. And then if you end up not going with them, right? Yeah. Because of whatever reason, I see people block the other person. Like, fuck this person, man.
I wouldn't do
like, you know, because you take it, maybe you never know how much personally, you never know. Sometimes people give personal verbal commitments. Yo, I rock with you no matter what. Yeah. Now everything doesn't work out in a business sense. Yo, all right, so since basically it wasn't that, I don't even really do it.
I've had situations where, like, I've had an artist and it's like other labels have pursued and they wanted to make, but the thing is like, and this is just from my own thing. Nothing tells a person what you think about them than black and white. So somebody presenting you with a contract, you could tell me till I'm blue in the face, you know what I mean? Like, no pun intended. That
Okay, wait.
No, but you could tell me 100 times, yo, I fuck with y'all, yeah, I love what y'all doing, this, that, and the third. You want to show me how much you fuck with me? Send something over. If you ain't sending an offer over, I don't really owe you no obligations. Now, when you see a situation like this where I don't know if an offer was sent over, a case may be, but I know that she's on his album. I know that she's going on tour with him. I know that every night she's doing her own set and she's coming out to do the song with him, giving her that platform.
Right.
Remember when before Drake signed and everybody was like, where's Drake gonna sign? Everybody, I'm like, yo, he has to sign the Cash Money. He was on the Carter, when Wayne was at the Carter 3, he was singing Mrs. Officer, like doing Bobby Valentino's part on Mrs. Officer. He would do a record here too. If he didn't sign with Cash Money, you'd be like, damn, that's kind of crazy. Like, they giving you the biggest platform you could possibly be on. So I don't know the particulars, but I'm just basing it off the information I have. It just doesn't seem right to me.
But you know what though, like, and again, I do think this is a character defect of Meek Mill. I think his brain is connected to his fingers on social media. Bro, literally, like, even if you feel like that, like, probably shouldn't have said that on a post. Because now everybody sees it and gonna speculate and it's gonna fuel. Now it's on blogs all over the place. And
but he got a relationship with Tory.
Yeah,
I mean, but yeah, like
this has happened. Like, speaking of Drake, right? You showing love and you're poaching Bryson Tiller. If you heard the story of how that went, now Bryson Tiller made his own decision as a man and went elsewhere. You gonna be visibly, publicly, like, disgruntled with it? Now, again, I don't know if maybe Bryson him like, yo, Orbs, I ain't coming through. Same with the Weeknd, you know? Yo, you thinking like, yo, you taking records from it, all that, you thinking this guy's gonna be down with OVO, and then he's like, nah, I'm actually getting my own label, XO, over there. Peace out. I can imagine Drake felt a certain type of way, and not even gonna say that didn't help spark their little issues at first, but like I think people looked at it like, damn, you can't be mad at him given what people already think.
Nah, I ain't gonna front. That did happen to me before. It was an artist I was trying to sign. I ain't gonna say who he was. I took him out, took his mother out, all of that shit. Like we chilled. He's like, yo, I'm signing with you. All this, that, and the third.
You probably had the contract in your back pocket.
No, listen, that nigga was like, yo, listen, after the dinner, he was like, nigga, I'm signing right now. What's good, His mom was like, chill, right? And then they got quiet, and then maybe like 2 weeks or a month later, I seen he signed with such and such. I was like, oh.
You should have made him e-sign at the table or something.
But my thing is, like, my thing is this, is like, you could keep it but I know that that's also like a difficult conversation to have for certain people. It's a very uncomfortable conversation. Most of the people that you're trying to sign, they've never dealt with like business, or they've never dealt, and a lot of people don't know how to be cordial. If you could tell me like, yo, Wayno, I fuck with you, but I'm gonna go fuck with this nigga. It's a better opportunity for me. I'ma respect it. But it's like, I had to see that shit on Instagram. I was like, oh, this little motherfucker, man. I was a little hot, but at the same time, like, it was his decision. But I didn't have a situation where I was putting him on all types of different situations off the rip.
So the best move you can make.
Yes.
You're so petty. The best move you can make, even if it's an uncomfortable conversation, call the person up, be honest, and if they feel a way about it, hopefully you get over it at some point, right?
Tory,
just don't let them find out on Instagram.
Nigga, it's Liddy again, nigga.
I feel like even Tory has a line. Even Tory has a line.
But you know what? I think that seeing the history between Tory and Meek, I'm pretty sure a phone call was made right after that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they got on the phone.
That makes sense.
Pretty sure they got on the phone.
Yeah, hopefully they all worked it out.
Right.
All right, so in other beef being resolved, you guys remember like Rich the Kid and Uzi like definitely had some issues last year. So recently, Rich the Kid did an interview with Big Boy's Neighborhood and he finally addressed this beef. Here's what he had to say.
Where is you and Uzi Vert's relationship now?
No, we ain't got no beef. We straight. We cool.
Is the world is big enough?
Yeah, world's big enough. World is mine. World's everybody's.
I heard that.
The world is mine. The world is everybody's. Good that they made up, right?
They make up. That's a good answer by him when you don't want to be asked a million questions about a situation that's not helping to sell your album. He's dissing Uzi all through the album. Like, on every...
Those are all shots for him?
Oh, he got mad shots. Y'all fucked up in y'all deal, little niggas. Like, he's dissing them all throughout. But, like, yeah, like when an artist goes on a press run, And we've dealt with it here. Like certain artists, if they know like, yo, the hot topic is you beef with somebody else, yo, I'm here to talk about my album. I don't want to be talking about beef because y'all gonna get sidetracked off talking about my music. So he said the right thing. You know what? Rather than saying I don't like that nigga, now you're gonna keep asking more questions about it. How's you and Uzi? Oh, we're great. We love each other. Now back to the album, all right?
Yeah.
Hey, Richard Kid, one thing, you might call him a lot of things, one thing he's not. He ain't dumb and he know how to game press for the right things.
I mean,
at
later
the
he
right
said
time.
that they were both at a jewelry store or something at the same time and there
Hey,
were no
listen,
problems.
man, deflection for the protection.
Deflection
For real.
for the protection.
I don't know why he
Sounds
sound
like an
like that. Though.
academic
Nigga sound like he
saying.
got gum in his mouth.
All right, thank you for that note, academics. We appreciate it.
Or he must have got some new, like, you know, the new chicklets everybody been getting?
Chiclets.
This nigga's crazy.
So we definitely been talking about Uzi all week and him and his deal with Generation Now. So it looks like he's officially signed to Roc Nation Management. They added his name to the website and everything, added the photo, so it's real. But he's still posting free Uzi on Instagram. So we'll see whenever this gets resolved.
Heard y'all.
I'm gonna go by the timeline of how long it took Roc Nation to get Wayne out of his contract. So give it like 2 years.
What? I'm sure that was much more complicated than Uzi's
Right.
deal. I'm sure it was.
Drop it out and go. Hell no.
All right, so before we go, we have time for a little bit of struggle mail, and we have a video question today, which I really love. Let's check it out.
What up, Everyday Struggle? So, my question is albums and packaging. So, in this day of streaming, everyone's just streaming, don't even care about the cover most of the time. It's changed over the time. Do you think that'll ever come back? Do you think people are going to care about the package, the actual cover, inside the cover, you know? Do you think that'll be, or is that just one of the things that's just dead like the CD?
Thank you. Really like seeing you guys' faces. What do you think?
I think in I understand what he's saying, but in certain terms, depends on the artist that you fuck with. It hasn't really gone anywhere. I think that like I used to love nothing more than ripping open a CD, reading the credits, etc. But the packaging has evolved, it's changed. The packaging is now merchandise. You know what I mean? When you look at Nav and V-Lone teamed up and dropped like a series of like V-Lone hoodies and T-shirts exclusively that you get a digital download with the packaging. I mean, with the shirt. That's the new wave of shit now. I mean, it's not gonna be the stuff that we grew up on. And these kids, they're loving it. So I can't tell a kid like, you know, him getting a new jacket and listening to the album is not the same as when I was opening up my stuff. And then when you look at guys like Westside Gunn, he still puts out like vinyls, Conway and them, like they still put out vinyls and they emphasize on artwork and packaging. So I think it's just changed a bit.
Yeah, I definitely have I'm growing my vinyl collection. Because yeah, everything else is digital, but I still like having that physical copy and being able to flip through the artwork.
What's some of your favorite package, like your
What do you
favorite
think?
album covers that you opened up, like you remember? Like,
In history, I don't have a good memory like you do.
mine,
You know?
I say, yo, Nori. Like Nori's album, N-O-R-E, Niggas on the Run Eating. That first album, like that one, even though I didn't like the album that much, I say Nas's I Am. The one where he has like the Nefertiti joint and you open it up, it's like a poster. So it's a few of them that I really like. I really enjoyed. DMX, Flesh in My Flesh, Blood in My Blood.
I still have It's Dark and Hell Is Hot. Not that was like a super mind-blowing cover, but I'm still having a hard time like throwing away like the packaging for that CD.
Yeah, I can't throw away none of my shit, like none of that. I still got a bunch of that stuff. My mom hates me. I got a bunch of that stuff in her crib.
You got it in her crib? That's
Yeah.
not cool.
Nah, you know, I used to have I still have a storage room, but it's like I have so much stuff that is in a storage room. A lot of stuff can't fit in like.
Marie Kondo says it's not cool to like pass off your junk on your parents. It weighs them down, you know? No. What do you think?
Man, the album packaging is dead, man. Like the only reason why is that like unfortunately the music industry just couldn't control.
Really, I feel like people did deep dives on Kendrick's like Damn cover art.
Yeah,
and,
no. I mean,
Pimp a
no,
Butterfly.
cover arts aren't dead, but like
Just the rest of the packaging.
like part of the packaging. Not only say we're a physical product. Say we're thinking about that, right? The booklet, I remember like really going through shit. I love reading
it.
the
Yeah, the
thank you
credits.
notes. Like I love the line. I loved all that shit. I like
Credits.
seeing oh damn, he produced in this. Like you got a lot more information about like all these records that you like and all these albums you like. For some artists, it hasn't changed. For the majority of these niggas, like
They don't care.
there's nothing behind it.
Well, I think
It's
like
literally like cover art, and even nowadays, like the notes, like the thank you notes, just has bullshit there. Like
The thank you note is, you know what the thank you note is now? The thank you is just like the Instagram post and them writing everybody who's involved.
That's true.
But I think some people do put emphasis on the digital. Like, you know one of my favorite artists, Jaden Smith. Like he did, when he dropped Sire, he did like a whole digital rollout on his IG where like if you opened up certain, when you clicked on certain videos, it had like a short, remember the joint with him dancing in front of the Tesla for, what was that, Icon, right? You open that up and it was just a 1-minute video of that. So I think the packaging or the sense of the idea or ideology of the packaging has changed. Like it's changed the digital in a lot of ways. Where kids, they're not going in the store and buying shit, they're streaming it and they're on Instagram all day, they posting it once they listening to it. Now they could go to the page and they could screenshot that. Like it's just changed a bit.
That's true.
Yeah, I feel going into the future, and if anybody steal my idea, fuck you. The new packaging is gonna be more like, and I think iTunes will evolve to that, where like an album drops and you play a song and like more like a DVD almost, where like you might see like a director's cut of how the song came together, maybe just attached with like maybe a portion or a clip of like a documentary. Give you more, because it's gonna be digital shit. It's not gonna be shit you hold really as much.
You know who does that very well?
Additional content that probably plays within like the music player, like iTunes or Spotify. Because now people drop documentaries, but you got to go elsewhere for it, so it doesn't feel like packaging. So whatever way they do that, I think that'll be like the new one.
Act doesn't support black streaming. You see, he said Apple and Spotify. Tidal, brother.
Pandora said I got the streets, man. Pandora.
But Tidal does a lot of they do a lot of exclusive content. You know what I mean? A lot of exclusive
Visual albums
content.
are becoming bigger and bigger.
Absolutely. So I think it's changing. Like we always speak about change for ourselves, but we want nothing else to change. Like we always want, next week I'm on some new shit. Next month I'm starting a new diet. New year, new me, all of that. But as soon as a nigga like, all right, we're not doing physical no more. Oh man, the game is fucked up. This shit ain't right no more. You know, we gotta evolve with the times.
Yeah. YouTube music, when y'all steal my idea, make sure I get a check.
On that note, thank you for your question, If you guys want to send more videos, hit us on Twitter.
Salute to my nigga, man. Wolf Sage, bruh.
Everyday Shrug.
Feel me? A lot of people who be roasting like hell in the comment
They'll
section.
never show their faces.
Of just recording a video. It's
Pull
like
up with the smoke in the question.
Yeah, for real. DM the smoke.
DM the smoke.
DM the smoke.
What, all them pages that don't show their face that got anything to say, you can ask the same shit. Why y'all da-da-da-da-da-da?
Word, send it here.
Send the video question, and you can get some of your clout. You know what I mean?
You won't. All right, guys. Hope you have.
We do have a couple other questions, but yeah. Anyway.
You see this guy?
I literally asked him which question.
Right.
No input as we're about to wrap the show every time. It's
never.
okay, Act. This is why I love you. You're such a ridiculous person. But
Yeah,
anyway,
he's
guys,
ridiculous.
hope you have an amazing weekend. We will. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm pushing for the show to be 55 minutes.
No, he's not.
I am, though.
See you guys here
We got
Monday
mad content
on
today.
Everyday
I just like to
Struggle.
talk.